Welcome to Pluck Media.
We are not here for fairy tales. We are here to talk about desire. In this special 5-part series, we will explore 10 classic erotic films that shocked the world. We will analyze their psychological depth, their controversy, and their endings. Today, in part 1, we begin our journey with 2 films that redenote the genre forever: The Last Tango in Paris and Eyes Wide Shut.
Our journey begins in 1972 with a film, Last Tango in Paris, directed by the Italian master Bernardo Bertolucci. The setting is Paris. But it is not the Paris of lights and romance. It is a gray, wintry city that mirrors the soul of its protagonist. We meet Paul, played by Marlon Brando, a middle-aged American man who is wandering the streets in a state of shock and rage. His wife has just committed suicide in a violent and bloody manner, leaving him with no answers, only guilt and confusion. At the same time, we see Jeanne, a young, beautiful Parisian woman played by Maria Schneider. She is young, full of life, and preparing for a conventional marriage to a filmmaker who seems more interested in filming her than loving her. Fate brings these 2 lost souls together in an empty apartment that is available for rent. They meet by chance. And the chemistry is immediate and animalistic. In that raw, empty space, surrounded by peeling wallpaper and dusty floors, they share a spontaneous and intense sexual encounter. But what happens next is what makes this film a masterpiece of psychology. Paul, desperate to escape the pain of his real life, proposes a strange and radical deal. He suggests they rent the apartment together to continue their affair, but there is one strict rule: no names. They cannot tell each other who they are, what they do for a living, or anything about their pasts. Jean, intrigued by the danger and the escape from her boring reality, agrees. The apartment becomes a bunker, a fortress against the outside world where they can be whoever they want to be through the language of bodies. For a while, this anonymity works as a drug. Paul uses the relationship to scream out his pain without having to explain it, while Jeanne uses it to rebel against her bourgeois upbringing. But the tragedy of human nature is that we crave connection. We cannot remain strangers forever. Slowly, Paul starts to fall in love. He begins to see Jeanne not just as a body, but as a savior. He breaks their fundamental rule. He starts talking about his childhood, his pain, and finally, he asks for her name. This moment terrifies Jeanne. She fell in love with the mystery, not the broken man. When the fantasy dissolves and reality invades their sanctuary, she decides to leave him. The climax of the film is one of the most heartbreaking sequences in cinema. A desperate, pathetic Paul chases Jean out of their sanctuary and through the streets of Paris all the way to her mother's apartment. He forces his way in, drunk and pleading, begging her to marry him, to love him. Jean, cornered and terrified by this man who has turned from a lover into a stalker, grabs her father's gun from a desk. As Paul advances, asking her name one last time, she shoots him. Paul stumbles out onto the balcony, looking at the city one last time before collapsing. The film ends with Jeanne standing over his body, rehearsing the lie she will tell the police. "I don't know him. I don't know who he is." The relationship began as strangers, and tragically, it ends with him dying as a stranger to her, erasing their entire history together. Leaving the raw emotion of Paris behind, we travel to the cold, wealthy, and secretive streets of New York City for our next masterpiece. This is Eyes Wide Shut, the final gift to cinema from the legendary director Stanley Kubrick, released in 1999. This film is not about the heat of new passion, but the cold ice of a long marriage. We are introduced to Dr. Bill Harford, played by Tom Cruise, and his wife Alice, played by Nicole Kidman. They are beautiful, rich, and seem to have the perfect life. But Kubrick shows us that perfection is often just a mask. The story begins at a glamorous Christmas party hosted by Bill's wealthy and influential patient, Victor Ziegler, played by director Sidney Pollack. While Alice is on the dance floor, Dr. Bill is called upstairs by Ziegler. Bill discovers a young woman named Amanda Curran overdosing on a speedball in Ziegler's private bedroom. Bill, the competent doctor, revives her, and Ziegler begs him to keep the incident a secret. But remember this woman's name, Amanda Curran. Her fate is a critical piece of the puzzle. Later that night, back in the safety of their bedroom, Bill and Alice have a difficult conversation that shakes the foundation of their marriage. Alice drops a bombshell. She confesses to Bill that a year ago, she saw a handsome naval officer in a hotel lobby, and for a fleeting moment, she was ready to abandon Bill and their daughter just to spend one night with him. She never acted on it, but the thought was real. This confession completely shatters Bill's sense of masculinity and security. He becomes haunted by the image of his wife with another man. Driven by jealousy and a need to reclaim his power, Bill leaves their apartment and embarks on a surreal, dreamlike odyssey through the New York night. His journey is a descent into a sexual underworld. He is propositioned by the daughter of a dead patient, he visits a prostitute, and he is hunted by homophobic street gangs. Every encounter is filled with a sense of danger and unfulfilled desire. Bill's journey then takes a sharp turn when he runs into an old friend, Nick Nightingale, a talented pianist. Nick tells him about a secret, high society gathering happening at a mansion outside the city, a party where everyone wears masks and costumes, and a password is required for entry. Bill manages to get the password, and he arrives at a massive country estate called Somerton. He gives the password and enters. What he finds is a masked orgy, a ritualistic gathering of the powerful elite. It is not a place of joy, but of cold, mechanical lust and power. Everyone wears masks, stripping away their humanity. Bill is an intruder, and he is quickly spotted. Suddenly, one of the masked women approaches him. She warns him that he is in terrible danger and that he must leave. When Bill is discovered as an intruder, he is surrounded and threatened. Before he can react, he is dragged before the Red Cloak. His mask is removed. He is exposed. The Red Cloak gives him a choice: face the consequences or leave and forget everything he saw. Just as he's about to be punished, the woman from before reappears. She cries out that she will redeem him. She is taken away, and Bill is blindfolded and thrown out of the mansion. The climax brings Bill back to a terrifying reality, but the nightmare is not over. The next day, desperate for answers, Bill tries to retrace his steps. He becomes an amateur detective, trying to piece together the events of the previous night. He tries to find Nick Nightingale, but the hotel staff tells him two menacing men checked him out that morning, and that Nick had a badly bruised face. Bill drives back to the Somerton mansion, but it is silent and empty. A man hands him a letter, a stark warning: "Stop your inquiries." The threat is now explicit. The horror deepens when he sees a newspaper headline: "Former beauty queen in drug overdose." He visits the morgue and stares at the body of the woman, Amanda Curran. He realizes she is the woman who saved him at the party, and the same woman he briefly met at the Christmas party days before. The guilt crushes him. He believes she was murdered as the price for his freedom. Panicked, Bill goes to the one person he thinks can give him answers: Victor Ziegler, who admits he was at the secret party. In a tense scene around a pool table, Ziegler tries to gaslight Bill. He claims the whole night was just a staged charade to scare outsiders, and that Amanda was just a junkie who overdosed. But Bill and the audience are left with the chilling suspicion that the elite play by different rules, where life and death are just games to cover up their sins. Defeated, Paranoid and exhausted, Bill returns home. He enters his bedroom and freezes. There, resting perfectly on the pillow next to his sleeping wife, is the Venetian mask he wore at the orgy. It is a terrifying moment that implies Alice knows everything, or that the secret society has invaded his home. Bill finally breaks down. Weeping, he confesses his entire night to Alice. The prostitutes, the party, the near-death experience, and his own desire to cheat. The film ends not with a grand resolution, but with a quiet, profound realization. The next day, in a brightly lit toy store, Bill asks Alice what they should do. Alice looks at him and says they must be grateful. They survived all of their dreams and fantasies. She tells him there is something they need to do as soon as possible to re-anchor themselves in reality. When Bill asks what that is, she delivers the final line of the movie. It is a call to stop dreaming, stop overthinking, and return to the physical reality of their marriage. Director Stanley Kubrick, who tragically died just 6 days after showing his final cut to the studio, leaves us with this question. Eyes Wide Shut is not just about a secret society. It is about the secrets we keep from each other, and the secrets we keep from ourselves. And so, we have covered the first 2 films in our list of the world's most significant erotic masterpieces. These movies remind us that desire is complex, dangerous, and deeply human. But this is just the beginning. We have 8 more masterpieces to explore in this series. In the next video, part 2, we will travel to 1930s Korea for a tale of deception and liberation, and then to Japan for a controversial true story of obsession that shocked the world. You do not want to miss it.
If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to Pluck Media so you get notified the moment next video drops. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.